Don't you stare at me like that. Who do you think you are?
You know, I was supposed to do a review on this, but B&B headquarters is just looking a little bare.
Now, I know I said this before, but yes, I am busy, and videos have just not been as scheduled as they used to. I'm giving you the tour, the 360 tour. Are you getting dizzy? Because I'm getting dizzy. Okay, I'm done.
Part of getting rid of everything includes the TV that I don't watch down here, and the couch. Although the couch is really, really old and not worth anything. So it's upstairs in the garage, and I gotta go take it to the dump. I couldn't get the legs off to get it up the stairs, so I just hit it with a hammer. I look at it like this, clean slate.
And by clean, of course, I mean disgusting.
Yes, you like your little bone, kind of, not really. I love your smile. But Chins sent me over a battery. I really wanted another battery. I mean, I want all the batteries I can possibly get, even though I have like a mixed bag worth of batteries in my little setup. This is one that I can actually use and I can actually plug into the system that I currently have going. Testing everything will commence, but first, I gotta hook it up to my system, you know? I don't, yeah, pretty much. I'm just sitting down here looking at this battery, thinking about what I need to do, and it's like, I got that thing just staring at me. It doesn't matter where I go. She just likes to stare at me. Like, what are you gonna do? You know? And then she's just like, hey, what are we doing? Nothing. That's what we're doing.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know, stressed. I mean, I'm literally staring at this battery like, I want to hook this up, but I cannot find the motivation to just start that. Dead dog.
All right, let me explain. It's like a whole thing. So I bought myself some 4-aught cable, right? And they run all the way from over there into my closet. And then this was like, oh, I'm just gonna make like a whole battery shelf. But really, I just ended up with this. I mean, you know, big battery, 2 make 1, and then 2 make 1. So I basically have 300 amp hour going right now. So I could put that Chin battery right above that battery, just like right there.
My thing is that I had a plan. I was gonna do some bus bars, and then I started to really doubt how good of an idea that was, I guess. Just really kind of doubting myself.
Go into the garage to get the bus bars. Like this is the couch. It's like sitting here. Just gotta, you can see why I'm throwing it away. Ooh. Anyway, I had these bus bars, right? I got these, I drilled these. I made a whole thing, and I was like into the project, and I'm like, God, I don't know if this is a good idea. This is essentially like why I started, like, this is what I was gonna do, basically. Take 1 bar, drill holes into this, right? And then use these little standoffs. These are insulated standoffs. Have them on the bar, but attached to the side, just like that, right? So then I would have a positive and a negative bus bar, like just one right on top of each other. And then my idea, which again, I know sounds kind of dumb now, but my idea was like, okay, well, you know, as long as I make all the cables the same length, they can all connect to the bus bar wherever, and then they'll all balance. They'll discharge and they will charge equally.
Look, I'm just making most of this stuff up as I go along. So, you know, sometimes not all ideas are smart, but here's what I think I know, right? When it comes to electricity flow, stuff like that, like if I have the negative on one side and the positive hooked up on the other, right, as far as those big thick wires, then whatever's hooked up, doesn't matter where it is on the bus bar, it's gonna flow the same. To follow that up, yes, you do need to make sure that all of the cables from the batteries to the bus bars are all the same length.
But that's not that big of a deal though. I mean, if you get it set up, you just make all the cables the same length, whatever.
And just in case you haven't caught on to why I started to really think this is a dumb idea, it's basically because I'm creating a kill zone. Like, could you imagine if I just go in here to like load a battery and like somehow touch both of those bars and then just, you know, just Christmas kitty in that tree lampoon movie, you know what I'm talking about.
But if I did that, that would give me 1, 2, 3 shelves to put batteries on that I could easily have the cables to go to, and then I could use that top shelf to store, you know, whatever crap that I just leave laying around.
You know, the more I think about this bad idea, the more I want to do it.
The problem is that even though I do have like a variety of different nuts and bolts, these nuts and bolts are cheap, like super cheap. Like you can just snap them. Like they're the lowest grade ever.
Even if I had the right size, I'm just saying, it'd be sketch to use, but I have the right size to fit it. They're just too long. right? But you have to, I mean, I have to go get hardware to do this. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
So that means I got to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get myself enough nuts and bolts to go, because I drilled holes for these. Well, I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. Okay, I had to think about it for a second. No, instead I drilled 2 holes, which are not straight. I have no idea, but I think my idea was this. Like, I'm gonna have them sitting like that, attached, and then these are what I can. What the hell was I thinking? What was I doing?
Oh, whatever.
I'm just gonna hook this thing up in the worst possible way.
I mean, I look at it like, that's tomorrow Jason's problem. It's not my problem.
I should probably turn this off. Honestly, I don't even know if this is gonna work. Like, I kind of feel like maybe this bolt is already stretched to its limits. I don't think it's gonna be long enough, but whatever. Everything's fine. This should work out. Look at that. It's like, I don't know. Oh God, I need 2 hands.
Honestly, it's kind of crazy, like, as an adult, like, I'm just allowed to do things.
I mean, look at this. Like, it's on there. It's technically on there, and it's tight, right? Feels good, kinda. Yeah, it's not loose. Like, it's on there. But this is a terrible. I'm just gonna send it.
That kind of explains where I'm at right now. Look how stupid this is. Still works though. Don't worry, that little voice in your head that's saying, Jason, you should have charged it. Or at least made sure it was charged to balance. Like, I got the same voice. Calm down, okay? Just do what I do. Ignore these things.
See, I got this little thing right here, right? So I can like hook this up and you see if there's any flow, right? So I'm gonna hook this up to here, right? Nada. I mean, it's like, it'll always show just a little bit. Is there a way to like calibrate that? No idea, but look at that. 5 amps. 5 amps. So that means it's probably charging these 3 packs of batteries, basically 3 batteries. I know it's more than 3, but it's charging at 5 amps. So I look at it like, hey, everything's gonna level out. I'm good to go. Now all is left is hooking this back up.
And by that I mean just like flipping the switch to turn it back on. But before I do that, like I made this little resistor thingy. Look at that. Look, it's kind of cool. It's got little clip-ons. You see them? It's kind of nice. All this is, like on the back, this little board, little resistor. When you hook things up, it sparks and all that. Like you gotta, yeah. So that's what this is for.
Like, I'm not saying that you have to do this, like when you're hooking this up, but this should help, like whenever I turn this on. So, there. So ideally, since that's charged, like, yeah, good to go. As soon as I did that, it turned to fast charge mode. So battery definitely was not 100%. All right, so going back to this little toy, hook this up. So we got 6, 7 amps. All right, okay. So 7 to 8 amps. And this is the wire, as you can see, way too long. 15 amps. Wow. Huh.
One way or another, I guess it's gonna figure itself out. I don't know. This is like going between like 11 to 20 amps as far as charging. So obviously this thing is not charged, but it is charging. These things are all charged 100%, but I think everything's just gonna work out. Probably. I would assume. To explain my thought process here is that I know like when you hook up batteries like this, like they don't always have to be the same charge as long as they're the same volt amperage. You know what I mean? So like for example, we got these 2 batteries over here, right? So these are both 2 12 volts and I put them together in order to make a 24 volt. These are both 2 12 volts. I put those together to make a 24 volt. These, whenever I have those hooked up, because they are making a 24 volt system, both of those batteries have to be perfectly charged, like 100%, right? Because if you have an 80 and a 100 or a 50 and a 100, whatever, and you're trying to make 20, you're not going to get the consistent number. So that's bad. But if this is at 80%, right? and this is at 60%, and this is at 100%, that's okay, because they'll level themselves, which is why that's okay. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think I'm all right. I mean, the fact of the matter is that when you're running a battery pack like this on any system, not every battery is going to drain or charge and be at the exact level, right? There's always going to be variation, so it shouldn't cause a fire.
Now I just got to figure out how to get the cat back. As soon as I go for her, she's going to freak out. I usually have all the closet doors shut, so anytime a new area opens up, she's like, oh my God, I must explore.
You know, when I started making this video, I had like a goal. I was going to do a couple things, and then just took longer than expected. So here we are. Short video, probably. Worthless video, most likely. But I think that's it.
I now have 400 amp hours of 24 volts running, which is neat. I guess I need to like do like this 1400 watts. I need to do like a whole test. Like, how long can I last, you know? Like, what's my endurance?
I feel like I could go for a new record, maybe like 2 minutes. I'll close this video with this question for you guys, and I legitimately like kind of, should I go get bolts, like nuts and bolts, right, and actually do the whole thing with the copper bars? Do you think that's a bad idea? I want to run one right here, and I want to make all the lines the same, you know. I feel like it's an okay idea. So let me know, you know, like, just tell me, be honest. Either way, that's the end of the video. So thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and have yourself a great day.
Actually, the last thing I have to do is go in here and set up, so right now I have it as, no, there we go, 400 amp hours. Boom. Now that knows that I have 400. Cool.